see if I don't know. I think I'm on. Let's see, I think so. All right. Yep, you see, it says ring for a kiss. Greetings, and I actually made it. I didn't think I was gonna make it tonight. I had so much going on. Still haven't finished with my night, but that's okay. It's the weekend, so I can get to the fun a little bit later. Not that this is not going to be fun. I love what I do. So, welcome tonight to, I don't know who's here. Maybe there's no one here, but anyway, um, welcome to Bloom from Within Love, even though this is officially Impact's holistic healing site, but I am now Bloom from Within Love. And tonight's theme, I know this is not going to really resonate with a lot of people, but I did want to switch it up because I always tend to focus in on romance and love and sex and, all of that, which is nothing wrong with that at all. But how many of you guys know that there is more to life than that, and there's more aspects to our lives than just the sex part? So we have work, we have career, we have health, we have finance, we have children, and so this particular topic tonight is near and dear to my heart because those of you who know me, you know that I raised a special needs child on my own. Quite frankly, I still have my special needs. I call him man child because um, he's 26 years old. Okay. He's my one and only begotten. So this is a topic that, is very tender to my heart. And on my podcast on Bloom from Within Love's Spreaker account, I did a podcast on that whole topic of tarot, um, utilizing it not just for love. Everybody's always, coming on for love, and romance and, things like that. And I'm like, wait, it can be beneficial in a lot of ways. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into that, okay? So I've already meditated and prepared, and what you see here are the decks and things that, okay? Let's see what's going on here. I see some things popping up on my computer. Oh, okay. Um, so let's keep going. In terms of the crystals, what you see me charging. That's what's happening. Um, in the background, I did some switcheroos since we got a theme going. I have my throat chakra candle burning to the right, which is perfect for what's going to be happening tonight. We do have, you see Bloom from Within. That's, of course, I don't know if you guys can see it up there, but that's the business. But we have Enjoy Life, which can feel like a challenge often, especially for this population that I'm meditating for and serving tonight. The single parent that are dealing with tweens, which is the age range that are like 11 and 12-ish, sometimes 13, right? And or the special needs community, and that range can be any age, but I'm going to say, the challenge is probably within that range from 9 to 12, 13. It could be even older. It just depends, right? The special needs community. So enjoying life can feel like a challenge. Trust me, I can relate to that. And then, so here in the middle, yes, that is actually a peacock. But look how beautiful. Look at those colors. You know, this is throat chakra all day long, but look at the gold in that, the gold in the background. So that the gold to me is royalty and spirit, representing source, you know, and the peacock, you know, feathers, you know, I don't know if you all know about all of that, but that's representing you guys shining and showing your glory and your splendor. And oftentimes for caretakers of the either tweens or special needs, you know, after a while you kind of feel, you know, everything but that. You know, you can feel drained. You can feel burdened down. Not that you want to or mean to, but oftentimes you feel like your feathers have been picked off or used for other people. Um, you just don't really feel like that. And then the child could feel like that too. So that's why in this reading, there's going to be a duo. And my heart was to get that bridge. And you guys are going to see where I'm coming from here in a minute to bring some kind of healing, some support, you know, so that both child or tween and parent can feel like those feathers are back, that balance is back, enjoying life is back, right? And as you see to the right here, I don't know if you guys can see it clearly, it's kind of dim. It says every family has a story. Yeah, trust me when I tell you what I say, when I tell you what I say, okay? All right. I joke around here a lot, you guys, but it's very true. Yes, there are some families that like to keep that on the DL a little bit stronger than other families, okay? But it could be something good, bad, or indifferent. But in this context, in the, you know, a single parent raising tweens and special needs, there is a very deep story to that. And nobody knows that more, parent. And nobody knows that more than someone like me. So trust me when I tell you I can relate, and you know, you're probably doing a much better job than you are giving yourself credit for, than others have been willing to truly recognize and acknowledge you for. Because trust me if I tell you that if they really had to live with the things you've had to tread, you know, as they may have been judgmental with you, yeah, they probably would be far worse off than you. Okay. Um, so they may think they wouldn't be, but yeah, let me tell you something what I know. Let me tell you what I know. So let me just say to you, congrats. Much love and light. Am I saying that you're perfect? No, that's not where I'm coming from. Am I saying that you're just, you know, Captain America or Wonder Woman? You know what I mean? No. But chances are you've given it all you've got. You know, like most of us, we're doing the best that we can with who we are, with where we were at any given juncture on our journeys. Okay. So that's, you know, honor your story. Okay. Honor it, own it, embrace it, integrate it, be proud of it. Okay. It's a part of you. It is a part of what makes you and your children you, your unit. Okay. Makes you beautiful. It gives you these feathers in the middle here. Okay. All right. So just thought I would share that. All right. Let's get us some aura spray. Some nice white sage infused with rose quartz and lavender and rose, actually. Okay, so on the decks, I have Botswana agate charging here. This is good for the aura. It's also good to, excuse the note for being broke here. This is good to be able to tell the difference between people's intentions. If you carry this in your auric field or hold this particular crystal, it's a heavyweight when it be so tiny, right? But this bad boy, whatever, frequency or vibration that it carries in it, it infuses in the holder, and heightened sense of being able to discern its own, the holder's true motives and intent, but not only that, individuals, their motives and intentions. I thought that was excellent for this reading, so that between the parent, because sometimes communications could be not that clear, especially when there is um, a delay there. And then, when tweens are going through changes and their communication is not that great. And, for the special needs, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of helps. And so I set an intention with that. That's why I'm charging it and sending that energy to those of who this resonates for. This could help a lot within that relationship. Not only that, anything that they may be going through personally, whether it's with their friends, um, whoever is around them, maybe when you all are not, even if they're not saying it, is going to put that frequency and that vibration. Okay, Botswana agate is what it's called. Okay, this one again, I think it's chrysolite. I think I mentioned it before. It's a love stone. Again, this one is about infusing love for self, like self-esteem, more of a self-esteem stone, but also attracting the right kind of love, like love relationships, like with friends, not just romantic, okay? So I thought it would be excellent for them too. Of course, this is rose quartz, one of my bigger chunks. This one is the pink calcite. So this calcites are like, they're considered like the soap in the crystal world. So there's a very fast cleansing energy. And so this one is the pink. It's about love. So it's a very comforting, soothing stone that deals with cleaning of emotions, frayed emotions. And so I thought it would be good for like hormones and going through those changes for tweens, also for the special needs, and then also for you all, the parents. Because let me tell you, I can relate to feeling frayed. Woo! Yeah. So I was like, this is excellent. Okay. So that's charging there. In the background, you guys see, and I put it back here because it's at the peacock. This really cool one. This is another agate, but this one is magenta. A magenta agate. It's another love stone, but it's got a different frequency infused in it. If I'm not mistaken, this one is about, oh yeah, okay. This one is about, it's about attraction to wanting to feel like you're appreciated. So I really felt more so towards the parent with this, but it can be for the child too. When we want to feel the abundance of love, we want to feel appreciated, we want to feel seen, we want to feel like people recognize us for our worth, equal give and take. So it's kind of like, okay, the equal give and take stone, like we want to feel that abundance of love coming back to us that we give out. And so it holds that frequency for us to feel that way inside, but it's attraction. So it's going to attract that back into us as well. And so that's why I had it at the peacock. And then lastly, you guys do see a black stone here, and it looks like almost really sharp. And this is black kyanite. And the reason I got this one and I had it up here too, because my intention with this one is this is like for, I know it's going to sound trippy, but it's a highly protective. This highly transmutative in terms of, how you say, malevolent, dense frequency, toxicity in the ethers or energetically speaking, cutting away, all that no longer serves, whether it be mindsets, beliefs, perceptions, um, even connections. So anything that's harming the connection between parent and child, anything that is causing a disconnect, causing riffraff, whether it's external influences or internal influences, whatever it is. And that was the intention with that, okay? All right. All right, you guys. So I'm sorry I stopped cutting that here. Let me get some spray going. I like to talk about the crystals so you guys can know what's happening. I got some stuff over to the left, but these are more for me. My heavyweights, my turquoise. I even got turquoise. This is a lucky stone. More ways than one. All right, let's go. Woo. Let's smell. Ooh, clearing the energy afresh. With that sage and rose and lavender. Spray you guys if you want it there. That in. All right. All right. I invite you just to sit for a moment in silence. I know I didn't prepare to do this, but I'm going to add that. I think that's a good idea, actually. Hold on. I know what I want to do. I think that's an excellent idea. If you have a certain intention that you want to set, here's the throat chakra candle. If you want to take a look at that. Nice deep breath in. Connecting to your heart space. All right, let's get started. All right. So, thank you. God. Thank you for surrounding us with beautiful love and light energy, benevolent frequency, and providing clear and balanced and sound and all that healthy energy on. All right. What is a concern for the parent? A concern for the parent regarding the child. Tween, the child. Concern for the parent. Okay. All right. Okay. Clarify the Nine of Wands for the parent. Clarify the Nine of Wands. Clarify the Nine of Wands for the parent. As if, ooh, wow. Okay. Before I start reading, I'm just going to get through so I could try to make this probably quicker. Right now, if I'm the concern, ooh, good gracious God, concern for the child. What's on the child's heart or mind? Okay, so what's on the child's mind? What's the concern of the child? What's the concern of the child? Please and thank you. So what's the concern of the child? Or the tween? What's the concern of the child at this time? What's the concern of the child at this time? Please and thank you. What's the concern of the child? Okay, clarify. Clarify the Jack of Hearts, number 22 for the child. Clarify the Jack of Hearts. For the child, please and thank you. Clarify the Jack of Hearts. For the child, please and thank you. Clarify the Jack of Hearts as their concern. Clarify the Jack of Hearts. Clarify the Jack of Hearts. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm here, you guys. I'm doing a little different so that I get everything laid out. And then just talk about everything. I'll save the affirmation shuffle for last, though, since that's usually just at the very end. right, for the parent, what's going on in the soul of the parent? What are they healing and dealing with in their soul? The soul of the parent. What are they dealing with and healing in the soul of the parent right now? For the parent, what's going on with the soul of the parent? What are they dealing with and healing and facing in their soul? The soul of the parent right now. What's going on in the soul? Whoa, okay. Oh, well, I can totally imagine that. Okay. All right. What's going on in the soul of the child or the tween at this time? The healing. What's going on and happening in the soul of the child or the tween at this time? What's going on in the soul of the child or the tween at this time? What's going on in the soul of the child or the tween at this time? Please, thank you. What's going on inside of the soul or the child of the child tween at this time? What's going on in the soul of the child or the tween at this time? Please, almost. What's going on in the soul of the child or the tween at this time? What's going on in the soul of the child? There it is. Wow. Huh. They got a powerful one. And it fell on, let me see. It fell on the heart, signifies great joy when near. Number 39 at the bottom. Goes at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so to discover mysteries affecting the person that are typically. Oh, wow, they got that's a heavyweight one. Okay. All right, so let me get started here. So what we have here, okay, so I'm gonna start with the parent. The parent's concern, all right, for the child or the tween. All right, so 9 of Wands, heavy burden, okay? 9 of Wands. Okay, let me show you what's on the card here as I'm picking up what's going on for some of you. So you can see what this particular 9 of Wands look like. Okay, so for some of you, you guys, especially those of you who have tweens, okay, that are dealing with the tweens. So some of you are concerned right now that, you know, they are not listening very much, okay, which is typical for tweens anyway, okay? That's just a normal thing, but you're concerned because, first of all, this is really not that time in society to not be listening, okay? You know, this lady is looking, she have her wand looking for somebody in this maze. And so some of you guys got some tweens that are doing things, ain't got no business, okay? They go in places and hang with folks, okay? And it's becoming very heavy, burdensome for you right now. You're stressing the heck out, all right? You know, on an extra level because it's unprecedented times. You know, any parent would be stressing out if this was the 50s, okay? If this was the 80s, if it was the 90s, any time frame under normal circumstances, but because of what's going on, it's like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, teenagers often don't listen anyway. And we're like, dudes, okay, we don't want to be fear driving them, you know, but at the same time, it's like unnecessarily doing things is not kind of cool right now. And so there are a group of you that may have tweens that, you know, they, you know, if you live in apartment complexes, they going to different apartment complexes or going up and down the street, not coming back, or, if they're, just different things like that. And it's really starting to concern you. And then I asked about fire, and this is the, I want to say it's the Knight of Cups that came out. So, yeah, there are some of you that are concerned that, especially, I don't want to say for the girls, because it could be for the guys, that they are being teenagers and getting their emotions caught up in the hormones, doing things, y'all a little worried that that they, y'all know what I want to say, that they're out there with the cool. Okay, with some, with that Knight of Cups, or that, I want to say it's the Knight, or the Page. I'm trying to, no, I think this is the Knight in this deck. Yep, it's the Knight. You guys think they're getting swept up by some sweet talker online, and you're concerned that they're getting pulled away and getting caught up in shenanigans and getting their emotions. You know that they're hormonal and at that phase and stage, and so it's very burdensome, and rightly so. I mean, this is a legitimate concern, and it's further clarified by the bottom of the deck for you. What you got was the Seven of Swords. So Seven of Swords represents trickery, deceit, lies, games, being sneaky, hiding. So some of them might be lying and hiding and running. Y'all know where I'm going. Running out the house when you sleep and when you at work. And yeah, I know about that because we were kids once upon a time. You know what I'm saying? We were not born 44. So, y'all got to go to work. Y'all can't just stay home, or you fall asleep, or, so you're concerned that, they're lying to you, they're being sneaky, and they're sneaking out the house, being deceitful. If they're not doing this, you're concerned that someone that night is perhaps leading them the wrong way, being tricky, sneaky, deceiving, causing them to go the wrong path. And so that's what's on your mind. That's your concern, right? Now, the child, or, well, before I go to the child, because I only represented the tween. For those of you who have disabled, or I shouldn't say disabled, I like to say special needs, or intellectually different, in this case, for those of you who fall under that particular category, it represents just you feeling like everything is chaos and overburdensome, like your life is a maze, because you're a single parent, as I mentioned earlier, and you're basically trying to figure it out on your own. And when you're dealing with someone of special needs, it is like trying to figure out a jigsaw puzzle, a maze, very heavy. Like you don't know which way to go sometimes. You don't know which way to turn. Like just when you think you have it understood and figured out, you don't have it understood and figured out. And there's no one there. You see home chick by herself. Ain't nobody there, honey. You called, there's a regional, you called it. Oh, this is coronavirus. Ain't nobody got jack, right? I don't mean to laugh, so forgive me if I laugh and it may seem it comes off insensitive, but I'm probably one of the most sensitive people on the planet. I do that. That is one of my defenses. I do it to try to soften the blow or soften and lighten the mood when we're dealing with some very heavy things sometimes, right? So that's all I mean by that. You can't live a life that I've lived without being sensitive, okay? Um, so yeah, ain't nobody else all up in this bad boy. It's her. She got on her evening gown and everything. So, what that tells me though is you're very precious. You're probably very regal in nature, very regal, but you are a queen that has a position that has to actually wear all the hats. You don't get to sit on a fancy smancy throne and do nothing. Okay, you got to cut the grass. You got to, you know what I'm saying, mow the lawn. I already said that. You have to cook the meals. You have to, you know, you have to do it all. You have to balance the finances. You have to do the groceries. You have to cut hair and shave beards. You have to clean the house. You have to run the errands. You have to go to the grocery store. You have to make sure the internet is working. You have to make sure electronics is working. You have to make sure your brain is screwed on right for the day. You have to remember to breathe. You have to somehow try to remember to have some kind of fun. You have to make sure that there is income. You have to, yeah. So, but all the while, you're royal. Look at that gown she has on white. That represents purity. Purity in the sense of her heart, her spirit, her intentions, her motives. Yes, right? So you probably feel this way. And in terms of the clarifier with the cups, with the Knight of Cups, you feel like, first of all, your emotions are probably fast moving because of this. You probably feel some kind of way. Sometimes, you know, it could be in a good way and a bad way, it just depends. You're probably concerned about their emotions, like their emotions are like all over the place, and you may feel like it's hard to manage because of this Nine of Wands. It's hard, or it feels challenging because you're trying to manage emotions in which you don't understand, in which you can't. This is a jigsaw. You're trying to manage emotions in which you don't understand. Now that you only halfway understand yours, hell. Trying to cut grass and run errands. I'm playing. But in this particular context, you're like Knight of Cups. Hell, I gotta go cut the grass. Somebody got to go do stuff. We got stuffs to do. Somebody's got to be practical and grounded around here. I don't have time to Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, because she is an empress by right. She's an empress, but because she has to wear so many hats, sometimes this Knight of Cups is on extra status. Like, huh? So that's, in the context of a special needs situation, okay? The concern of the parent. All right, let me move on because I can be going on and on and on. Oh, let me say this. I'm sorry. that source at the bottom in the contents of the special needs, you may feel like at times you can't tell the difference between what's what's the disability versus them just being a normal kid. That's a common challenge with those who have raised special needs. Because there is a part that's just simply a child being a child. So children trying to challenge their parent, being deceptive, playing games. And uh, so there's the battle, and that's burdensome. So that's what that 9 of Wands feels like, because you sometimes you want to go like, no, I just need to be firmer, or I need to just, they're gaming me, or you don't always know. So you try to tap into your discernment, because you're like, am I being punked? Or is this the disability? And that's a common thing. Trust me, I went through that a lot, especially in the earlier years of my son. My son is 26 now, 26 years old. So, in the earlier years, who's on here? I'm sorry, I didn't even see. Uh, I didn't even see if somebody said something. I'm sorry, you guys. I'll go back and respond. I didn't know somebody was all up on here. Um, yeah, so that's something common. I just wanted to share that. It's a common thing you go through in the earlier years of raising just children with special needs. You don't know, like, okay, are y'all okay with me, or this is the disability? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so moving on. That's the concern of the parent. Now for the child has interesting pulls. I used a different deck. Okay, the concern of the child, I'll start with the tween. Okay, the tween or teen, like I did with the, um, for the parent. They got the Jack of Hearts. Okay, and I'll explain here in a second. Hmm. And the degree governed by book mystery. Clarified by the eye. Let me check something out here real quick. I'll let you guys look at it, but I want to look at something deeper, because this is my fortune telling deck. It's a little different. So, and I haven't used it very much. So I want to look at something here deeper. I am getting some feelings about it, but I want to double check something. That's the first card, and this is the clarifier of what they're going through. I think they're being affected more by what's going on globally, even though they're doing their own thing, oddly enough, right? But I have a feeling that they're being affected by what's going on globally. But it's provoking an awakening in them, oddly enough. So it's kind of tricky. But let me take a look at something. Let me take a look. See. Let me see. Oh, I'm still here, you guys. I'm just trying to make sure something. I think I already know. But I just like to double check, especially if I haven't used a deck. very much, and it's kind of different. Okay. Interest taken by friends. Taken by friends. Concern. Interest taken by friends. Okay. All right. I got two things. So for the tween and teens, for some of you, wow, my, now y'all might not like this part, but if it resonates for some of them are actually concerned about you. They are suspicious. Look at their eye. Wow, that's okay. Some of them are concerned about you. They're suspicious. But tweens be like that though. That's normal, you guys, believe it or not. They're concerned about a jack in your life, and that's just a figure of speech. The person may not be Jack. Um, a mysterious person in your life. Influencing your heart. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Um, yeah. For some, this ain't gonna be for everybody. Okay. There are some that may end up coming on here that for some of the tweens and teens, they are suspicious and concerned about some of you have someone in your life, especially ever since this whole pandemic came on the scene, um, influencing your heart. And they are suspicious. They have a suspicious eye on them. They don't trust them. And it's actually why they are doing what they're doing. The things that you're worried about that came out in the cards, this is for those of you it resonates with, okay? If it doesn't resonate, just let it slide, okay? But for the group that it ends up resonating with, it's kind of why they're not around or why they're doing some of the stuff, because they're suspicious of that person. They think that person is up to no good. They're reading them like a book. And they feel like they can't tell you that because, yes, it's not going to go over well. Um, yeah. The others, that's just for one group. Others of you, some of them are just concerned about what's going on globally. Like I mentioned earlier, they're kind of being influenced in that, but kind of in the wrong way. And it's due to um, it's due to their friends and due to like some of their connections that the people that they're hanging with. So, because there's a lot of information out there. And so, unfortunately, when you have the information being presented out there like that, they're so young, you know, um, and they got access to so much. And so, it's a global thing. It's not just about the pandemic, it's about unfortunate events that's taking place as well. And that's why you see the book there, and then you see the heart, and it's a jack because some of them is, being influenced by older, some that are maybe a little bit older than them. That's creating a lot of suspicion. So they got this suspicious eye. So they're hanging out, um, unfortunately, in some cases with some people, and it ain't. I'm not getting like. I'm not feeling like terrified in this moment. I do feel like they may be being misinformed and given the wrong impression in some cases about other nationalities, or, could possibly be steered the wrong way, you know. Um, yeah. And so that's for the other group, okay, of the teens and tweens. But that's what's been happening. Now, for the special needs, um, oh, wait, let me get to the bottom of the deck first. My bad. um, Bottom of the deck for the tweens and teens was the nine of diamonds, which is a heart. Uh, the heart signifies great joy when near. So they're not near. So for the first group, actually both, because they're, well, it's a little bit of sorrow, it's a little bit of sadness, and well, that makes perfect sense though, considering everything, that's going on. Um, their heart is kind of hurting, and so that's kind of why these reactions or why these behaviors are happening. Yeah. Yep. So now let me go to for the disabled or special needs. Um, oh, hold on. Suspicious about things and they don't know why, because they're being affected by everything too. Um, and they're looking around and they're wondering, what's going on. Their heart is being affected. They're, wondering when things are going to get back to normal. They're looking at you, they're looking at the world, they feel it. They just don't know maybe how to verbalize it the same way, but they feel and see it. That's why there's the I there. The book is here because it's going on in their mind and their thoughts and in their heart. Like, what's happening is playing out in their thinking and their emotions and their intellect and their visual, because they can see it, they can feel it. And that's probably why that Knight of Cups, for you was coming out like, all extra, like, like what the hell? Because that's how it manifests for them, So they may be a little more sporadic, they may be a little more OCD, they may be a little more needy. They may be, it may manifest for them in those ways versus for the teens and tweens, they act out by going around the street and doing these extra things, you know what I'm saying? Um, and then so that heart card represents the same way for them. Their heart's hurting, you know, their hearts hurt too. They just manifest it different. Now for the oracle, for the parent, you got 5, which is about conflict and change. And sadness makes perfect sense. There's a lot of transitions and changes going on globally, but also, within you and within a lot of us, and it's not all bad. I mean, change is coming, it's not going to stay here. But in your particular case, I can only imagine, you don't know what's going on, and, for the tweens and teens and special needs, and certainly. So you're feeling sadness right now. I mean, it doesn't get any clearer than this. I mean, we're going to get some, recommendations for you here in a second. For the child and teen and tweens here, they got Phoenix Rising. This is a powerful card, but there's a lot that comes with Phoenix Rising. A lot of people get excited with it, but Phoenix Rising is that's like the dark night of the soul, because you're being awakened. You're about to come up a whole new person. You're being activated. That's what the child got. So it's actually a good thing. It really is. Perspective shifts, consciousness shifts is happening for them. Okay. Now, for the parent, what can I relate to that? Been there. This is the advice for you, though, on this, if this resonates with you, okay? Oh, yeah, I was going to say that. So I was just about to say that for you, but I'm going to go ahead and say this here. I was just saying this as I was meditating, preparing for us all. This is just confirmation to me. All right, it says, it's easy to swallow your sadness and hide behind a fake smile. Yet sadness can open the door to your heart and help you access compassion. When you can truly allow yourself to cry and feel, give yourself permission, set an intention, give yourself permission, tap into that sacral chakra. That's your sacral, okay? To feel sorrow over any loss, okay? And in this case, what we just talked about in the reading, okay, any loss or a loss of a loved one, a lost opportunity, a broken heart, or a friendship that has ended, you cleanse your soul and allow your heart to heal. Crying and feeling vulnerable can be a sign of strength, which demonstrates your connection to, oh my God, to your body. To admit weakness can allow you to know yourself, embrace your limitations, and evolve. Being willing to let go of the cold walls of protection that you have created, which make you feel empty, basically empty and sick. You don't need to get lost in the emotions, of course. Just give yourself time to feel them and let them move through your whole being, cleansing and purifying your heart, body, and soul. And so then it says here, this will help you. It says here's an action that you can take. All right. It says relax your body. Place your hands on your heart. Ask yourself, where am I holding on to feelings of loss, grief, and sadness? Have you frozen your tears? Cut yourself off from your feelings because you are afraid to face a person or a situation. Put on some music or a song that touches you and imagine taking off the layers of protection from your heart. Then rub your hands together for 30 seconds and place your hands next to each other, palms inwards, and imagine holding a bright yellow ball of light. This is called energy moving. It's actually real. I do this. Ball of light in between your palms. Place your hands on your heart and allow that yellow light to dissolve any iciness that's in your heart. Wow, that's how much I was trying like to hold back my tears, but because like before before I did the reading, I did a meditation and I sat and I let myself cry. That's what people don't really know about me. It's